She's thin.
Okay, so we're jigging up front here. Oh, fish on. All right, Lube Tubers, Jamie Bruce here. Welcome back. I know you see the orange. Don't worry, we're not hunting today. I'm just crawling out of the deer stand, sat there since first light this morning. And like many of you, I work Monday to Friday and only have Saturday and Sunday at best to get all my outdoor experience in. So I'm crawling out now. Checked some hard water last night and there's a little bit of frozen ice. So it's been pulling me all day. Actually finally ran out of propane in my blind and it's cold and windy out, but we're gonna go chase some down and we'll see you on the hard water for first ice. Yeah, hopefully she goes okay. Okay, we made her in. To haul all this gear in. The ice is thinner than expected. I just checked her with my little 24 volt strike. You had to haul all this in, so I sure appreciate the 14-pound weight, but I don't know. She's thin. Might not be going too far from shore. We'll see how this goes. You can see this line here. This is the scary part. Good, 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 and then new. Which doesn't necessarily mean bad, but we'll see. I don't anticipate it's that thick. Inch and a half or 2 inches maybe. Just gonna creep along here before I grab any of the gear. Usually I'm a little more brave, but usually I got a dumb buddy with me. These are usually a decent little place to start. Beaver house. That's not much ice. Almost done. Pretty hairy. Look at it bobbing in there. Okay, slid over to this little beaver house deal. That's was pretty sketchy getting over here to say the least. Like I said, I'm solo, so I don't really feel like perishing today. But we're gonna try something a little bit different. I haven't seen this done on the ice before. Maybe it's been tried, but there's definitely no videos on it. So I frickin' hauled this Livescope all the way in. Usually I don't even use a flasher for brook trout just because they're so shallow, or that doesn't really matter. But I've got my Livescope set up on perspective mode. That's for shallow water fishing. I played with it lots down south in the Bassmaster Opens this year, and I think that there might be some advantages to it that we're missing out on for ice fishing. Obviously I'd like to run all over this lake and cruise around and find them, but we're probably going to be limited to just this little corner here because it's the only thing that I can even half-ass call safe, and even that's a stretch. But we'll put her down, get the screen recording going, and see if we can show you some shallow water critters on the perspective mode. I've got the sports headquarters pole here. Don't need much of her today. Just as long as I get it below the ice, it's fine. We'll just see what we get here. Never tried this before on the ice. Just a new little test instead of the same old. There's plenty of that on the lube tubes right now. I don't need to bore you with it. Set up old Sally and let's see. This thing alone weighs more than everything I hauled in here. Rods, bucket, tackle, auger, extra jacket, Strike Master floater jacket that I should be wearing right now instead of my pumpkin hoodie. So we got her teed up here. I've got it pointing this way. Everything's shooting that way. Before I fire up the screen recording, I'll just show you here. So, right where we are, this is this little beaver house. Then you'll see that kind of break. That's where the beaver house ends. And then this is actually the bank here. That's that shoreline. See, it shows it kind of 10 feet or 10 feet off the bank. So these brook trout will move up and down that break. And we're gonna try to show you what one looks like when it comes screaming in on it. Ooh, boy. I'm just rigging up a dropper rig here. This used to be my old favorite for specs. I haven't fished these things in a little while. A couple casts offshore here one fall and here and there, but it's been a little bit, so. I've just got a little 13 spoon on here. Just this little guy, you probably can't see it. And then right below it, just have an itty bitty little red line hook. Put a little live minnow on there. That's cold. Not as cold as the blind got this morning with no heat. Start the screen record so you can see, just in case something comes creeping over. Usually you can't see your lure on here. That, like, you can see it here and there and you can see fish here and there, but it works better for structure. And it really doesn't work well with when it's on your trolling motor moving back and forth all the time. It can be okay, but I think for ice fishing it's going to be pretty cool. Just because it's stationary. Active captain, helm. Yup, connecting. Okay. We'll connect. There we go. Record. See how long my phone lasts out here in this freezing cold business. Alright, I'm heading over. Wish me luck. Ice fishing. I should shut up. These specs can get a little picky on the noise. Damn, I gave that rod my chair. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. How you can use this thing to help with structure. Oh, sorry, nudged you. So if I look out here, this isn't the whole bottom. It's not like Livescope where you'll see the bottom and then everything else. That might be one there just sitting still. But anyway, you can see there's just kind of nothing out here. Oh. And then out there, there's a reef I didn't know about. You can see that. So that would be, if I get her straight, beef out the range. I usually like it at around 70 for a max, but probably see half the damn lake on here. Okay, so it's out. It'll be 80 feet. It's actually not that far off the bank. Might be able to get to that. You can see those little specks around it. And those, without them moving, it's really hard to tell what's going on. Like I said, this isn't for like specific fish, especially when you're dealing with smaller fish like bass or these little trout or whatever, but we might have to move there in a few minutes if we don't get plucked here. We'll see how it goes, but you can see there's just that little structure out off the bank, or it's just flat bank, flat bank, flat bank, and then that. So that's definitely a point of interest. And back to our deadline. Okay, so we're jigging out front here. I don't need all these graphs, I can just see. Oh, fish on. Right on. Got me one. I think I strapped her into the bucket. Holy good day. Are we recording? We're rolling. I don't know if we'll see it or not. Okay. I don't know if this makes the point of the video, but it's a fish. 10 minutes into first ice, whatever year we're on old Drop Daddy. That rig I was telling you about, that's a staple. Sounds like it still works. Don't need anything too fancy. He went for a spirally twist. Got my minnow. I like that bucket's got an alarm on it too. And that is a beauty brook trout for the panister. She'll go right in Sarah Palin. It'll be a self-jigging pole. What a gorgeous fish. Normally I would never even keep a fish like this, but these are put and take lakes. They're stocked by the ministry, and eat them. I'm gonna get another minnow going. Did you see that? Can't wait to revisit the tape. All right, the Sarah Palin rod's set up. I'm not going political, that's just what we call 5-gallon pails around here. This is a learning experience for me too. It might not even be a thing, you know, maybe for finding structure, but okay. So you can see my spoon right here. There it goes up. And this isn't like an optimum deal, but you know, because I can just see it flopping around. But when you're shallow and the fish are coming from the sides, I think it'll be better, because why look straight down in 3 feet of water when I can see all around me, kind of, and see when they're lurking. Not that it's going to make a difference because I'm going to be fishing anyway, but cool for structure and just cool to see what they're doing and how they're sliding up. We'll see how it plays out, Cotton. There's something lurking on that outer edge. I don't know if I'm just looking over there. There's a lot of information to take in. When I have this thing on the bow of my boat, it's like a secondary glance kind of thing. It doesn't really work in deep water because it's just, you get that same beam that you would have, whatever degree beam that is, that you would have sideways on the Livescope. Now it's sideways, so you're only getting a slice. I don't know how good of an animation my hands are giving you, but so you can't see everything, you just see where in the column where it's hitting. But in shallow water, it takes care of most of the column. You can nerd out on that on the lube tubes somewhere else if you want. Why not sit on a pail for old time's sake? I hate waiting. I know I said I wasn't gonna move, but if I don't see a fish in, I don't know, 5 minutes, I'm gonna move. Watch my poles for me. Coming, I can't run. Only waddle. And the ice is thin. Oh, that was bad. That's a beauty. Woohoo! Hail Daddy! How'd that look on the Perspective? I have to pause her. How did I know that was gonna happen? Ooh. I was only like 50 feet back, but I was kind of just out checking the ice a little bit. I knew that was gonna happen. Sometimes you give them a little spook and get them moving and they either bite or they don't. This thing's a frickin' beautician. I hope you saw that on there. Could have said it for me. Look at that beauty male brookie. So pretty. So tasty. That's freaking awesome. For like first ice, limited gear, almost no ice, and spent most of my day in a blind. I will gladly take that. Hopefully it looked cool on there. I'm not moving spots anymore. I'm gonna post up. That's a freaking nice one. Woo! little bit of that jungle juice. These things actually can't spawn, so the seeds he's throwing ain't growing no orchids. But anyway, here's the rig I've got. This is just my little, I used to use this for clack shots. This is the 32-inch medium light moderate Widowmaker, little 0.5 Kalon reel. Some 8-pound Suffolk ice line if you want to get technical. And here's that little spoon. Any spoon will work. This one's kind of cool. It's small. It's got some weird colors on it. And just a little bit of 10-pound. Don't be going finesse there on that line. It's just such a short lead. If you get a nice one like that, they'll give you some trouble. So, and then just live minnow hooked through the dorsal. That's what I've been doing forever. I didn't invent it back before lube tube and everything like that. We used to scour magazines and everything for fishing tips. I think it came from Gord Ellis might have wrote it about one of his buddies in Thunder Bay who was hesitant, and that's how you got the juice back in the day. It's pretty easy now to get it. I mean, I just handed it to you. So since I'm giving out someone else's secret, if you don't mind subscribing, that's a terrible segue into that. But really do appreciate all the subscribers we have, trying to get to 10,000, getting pretty damn close. And the more we get to lube tube. Like I said, I only get 2 days a weekend, so to try to stay on top of everything and still pump out some lube tube videos, it takes a lot, and all you got to do is click, and it's free. And if you're already subscribed, honk on a like for us, and let's get back to fishing here. His and hers. Oh, don't do that. Okay, she stuck the landing. I like this rod for brooking. I've got this too. This is a freaking honey. I haven't caught one on it yet, but I used it for walleyes, lots and perch. It's a 38-inch medium light Wicked Pro. Just like super good multi-purpose rod. It'd be good for dead stick and walleyes. You can see it's got that parabolic deal. Hopefully you can catch one on it and show you what that's all about. This one's a little bit different. She's all tip. So you can use this from crappies all the way to walleye. You've seen me catch some big walleyes on this on the clack shot, but it's really good for dead stick, and it's got that little orange tip. And then it's just all, you know, all tip right into like a hard backbone. So I usually like the parabolic ones a little bit more personally, but for dead stick, and these are pretty hard to beat too. It's all depends on personal preference, what you're fishing for, what you're fishing. But come on. Oh, she got off. I could see it on the box. I got the minnow. There it is. I can see it. Oh. I just missed one there. All my batteries are dead. Phone, that Garmin app sucks a lot of freaking power, but I did look back from when I was back there and I could see it lurking, and it bit just under the ice and I missed it. But I haven't dropped back down yet. The GoPro died, this died. She's all about the lube tube. I already got dinner, so I saw it. It wasn't a giant. It looked like, you know, somewhere between the other two. So we'll see if we can do a little more cracking here. Now, I don't think this is gonna be like revolutionary for ice fishing, but I mean, as far as like structure seeking, it is nice to see where you should set up. You can see that with a regular live scope by just turning it, or a flasher, or your eyes when there's no ice and the water's clear like right now, but you don't get it in that detail. Like this just paints you a clear picture. You can see that far hole, you know, it's right on that edge. There's an inside turn where this point cuts back in, so it's got something there. It's no accident why that spot's you know, producing. I'm not gonna go sit over it because you know, big orange human. I actually should have really rethought my color choices. Couldn't really be wearing anything brighter, but probably an orange frickin' panda bear sitting over top of them ain't gonna help things, so we're just gonna let sleeping dogs lie over there. I'll go creeping over. the mini. See that little male. Saw him boosting around on there. Get my fire going. Be a good one for a pizza. Just kidding. He going back. Look how pretty he is. Sorry, buddy. That's like very micro. He showed up good on there though. Showed up well. My hands are so cold. Good tip. If you're gonna go ice fishing, don't start cold by sitting in a blind with no propane left. Now they're eating little baby crayfish. Look at that. I didn't know these things got on the crabs. Little whiskers, little lobster tail. And that's why a spoon and a minnow is the best bait for brook trout. Just kidding. I would never worry too much about matching the hatch. Most fish are opportunistic and they're gonna eat what they can. Don't tell the fly fishermen I said that. Okay, I'm cold. It's dark. Well, it's not dark yet. It's gonna be by the time I get to the truck and pack up. So, I don't know. First ice video. Tried to bring you something new. Not sure if it's cool or not. Just know it's something new. Happy to catch a couple fish. As the ice sets in over the next few weeks, we're gonna have all kinds of ice fishing adventures and a little mix. So don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there.